Hello, everyone. This is Doug Davis with another session of Ask Doug. And I'm a principal broker at Karambi Realty here in Honolulu. And today's topic is going to be about the sea level rise disclosure requirement that started the beginning of this month, a few days ago, for all residential properties sold in the state of Hawaii. So if you have a house or a condo and you're selling, then you have to disclose what sea level rise may mean to the buyer by going to a government website and entering a certain number in there to see what's going to happen. So if you're down on the beachfront, ocean front, if you're down in low-lying areas of Kaka'ako or Waikiki or just hundreds of places all the way around the island, there's going to be incursions of the water that's different than it has been in the past. So they're asking us to, I'll show you the website here first. Let me share the screen for just a bit here. Here it is. And it's this site, the PACIOOS, and that's the government site for the sea level rise, and it's a sea level rise viewer. And you go here, you see it says 3.2 feet, and you click on that, and that is the projection that the disclosure requires. They want 3.2 feet. But why 3.2 feet? So the University of Hawaii has put together in 2017-18 a 250-page analysis of what it's going to mean here in Hawaii, using the best science possible on glacial melts and carbon emissions and all the things that are happening to cause this change globally for the sea level rise. And this is what they say about 3.2 feet, which at the moment, that's pretty extreme because the latest figures is that Hawaii will experience 6 to 8 inches by the year 2030. So why project out to what actually ends up being 2100, the year 2100? That's 78 years from now. Why such an advanced time period? Well, this is what they have to say about that. Sea level is rising at an increasing rate due to global warming of the atmosphere and the oceans and melting glaciers and ice sheets. Yes. Rising sea level and projections of stronger, more frequent El Nino events and tropical cyclones in waters surrounding Hawaii all indicate growing vulnerability to coastal flooding and erosion. While it's business as usual scenario where the emissions continue at the current rate of increase, that predicts up to 3.2 feet of global sea level rise by the year 2100. Recent observations, however, and projections should suggest that this magnitude of sea level rise could occur as early as 2060 under more recently published highest end scenarios. Okay, so in other words, there's really not enough data. We actually don't even know how much ice there is in Antarctica or Greenland, the total amount of ice. Remember, it's thick and we don't really know the topography and the volume. So, and we don't know if we're ever going to curb this carbon emission. And we've got countries that are trying to catch up to the first world countries, and they're pouring out carbon emissions, and that doesn't seem to be abating anytime soon. So the straight line curve probably will go exponential, and thus we may get to a 3.2 quicker than we think. So that's why we have 3.2 feet as the scenario they've agreed on to evaluate. So just an aside, the last global freeze, the last glacial maximum was 20,000 years ago, and the sea level was 400 feet below what it is today. But it's been going up ever since. And interestingly, there's a possibility of the maximum sea level rise of 230 some feet. Yikes. So if all the ice melted, it's 230 some feet more to go. That would completely inundate just about every city on the planet, certainly all the coastal ones. And this appears to be just normal weather on a geological scale. And I believe we have a couple thousand years of global warming to go before it reverses yet again. But May 1st was the deadline to do the change. And let me share the screen one more time and show you what 3.2 feet does to an area in Waikiki. And I picked the Ilikai because that's right by the marina, just a few feet from the water from the marina. And this is what we see in that surrounding area. So the blue is the water 3.2 feet higher than it is today, inundating coastal areas all around it. Yikes. So that's what to expect. And there's the 3.2 foot indicator there. So every sale from now on, all residential sales, land is not included, commercial is not included, and 5 units plus, so apartment buildings are not included, 5 units or more. But if it's residential, otherwise there's a disclosure statement, and it's a good idea to take a snapshot of the resulting picture that I just showed you for whatever your neighborhood. Even if you're at the top of one of the ridge lines, you still have to do this because it says it's for all Hawaiian properties. So every property needs to have this disclosure. So everyone is increasingly aware of what's to come in the future and to plan your real estate investments accordingly. So there you go. That's it in a synopsis. It's actually quite simple, the mechanics needed for the disclosure, and then you just take it from there. Okay, I hope that's helpful. And if you have more questions, love to hear from you. Thanks so much.